Hello, and welcome back to Grandpa Streams Minecraft. My name is Sister Wes. Welcome to my forever world. And for those of you who are watching my stream yesterday, I'm exactly where I was when I left off. I've not played any Minecraft at all since then. So since we're here, let's go ahead and finish up the things that we can finish up with the amount of wood that we have so far. This is, of course, cherry wood, which I produced in my manual cherry farm. Let's see, I believe we got all the way to the end there. So let's see what we got. So we need some well, let's go ahead and do these trapdoors. Okay. So I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a good day. I'm taking it pretty easy. Although I've got to do some housework here coming up. Hello, robot. Yes, I know they're copper golems, but their design is based on the robots from the movie Castle in the Sky. If you have not seen Castle in the Sky, go watch Castle in the Sky. Turn me off, go watch Castle in the Sky. One of the all-time great Studio Ghibli movies, and that means that it's an all great movie in general. Because that's just Studio Ghibli. I mean, cannot beat them. So we got half of the hallway done here, or at least one wall of the two walls, I should say. And looks like the golems that we built up here to kill stray skeletons are no longer in service. So we got a skeleton right there. Eat that. So I could use some other kind of material here. Which I probably have a bunch of back here at my double chest. Maybe I'll go get some of that. Seems like a shame to waste all this cherry wood. So I played for a long while before I ever built a nether hallway, and I don't know if everybody builds nether hallways in their nether, but they should. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but once you've got a hallway that's say from spawns by placing carpeting or by placing some slabs down, and there's no way that mobs can get in, well, it just makes life so much easier. And I've had the pleasure to have known some Minecraft players who do some very elaborate hallways. I've talked about the one in the Stina Rose Patreon server, which is called the Greenhouse Patreon server. And Greenhouse is on its 4th season, I believe. I think so. I think this is the 4th season that they're on. Anyway, in all 4 seasons, they've done some very elaborate and beautiful nether hallways, stretching off in all directions. And then at spawn, usually a very elaborate nether hub. And likewise, if you're a big fan of Hermitcraft, they usually do a nether hub, although it usually doesn't get done until close to the end of the season, which is kind of negates one of the main reasons for having a nether hallway system, and that is to protect you when you are traveling in the nether. If you don't do it until the game is all but over, well, you're losing that protection. But also, it's a fun and usually relatively easy build, although there can be some deaths involved. But because it tends to be repetitious, you can knock it out fairly quickly, given some time and effort. Fairly easily, I should say, rather than fairly quickly, because it'll still take a long time, but it won't seem like a long time. I mean, it seems like no time at all since I started working on this. And unlike some of the other builds I've been working on, some of which are nowhere near this time-consuming or elaborate, they've seemed like they took longer. Just because they were not something that could be broken down into segments that could be easily completed. So everybody's excited, I trust, about the new Minecraft drop, the one that's about to drop in, what, 2 days? Which is the Copper Age. I'm very excited about that. And I'm excited, although more cautiously so, about the following drop, which is Mounts of Mayhem. Of which they're introducing the Nautilus as a writable mob, which is interesting, but kind of weird. And the zombie horse is going to be available. I'm my chief thoughts about this drop. That drop is life's going to get more dangerous with zombie horses with spear carrying riders. And those being on the land, and then our zombie Nautilus carrying a trident wielding baddies in the ocean. Okay. nice shot. But I'm still looking forward to it. So I've been kicking back today reading. I've been reading this light novel series. Which hasn't yet been made into a anime, but I imagine it probably will. It's my laid-back blacksmith life on another world. I think I'm getting that title right. Maybe it's my easy life, blacksmith life on another world. It's very similar to a lot of the current animes that are out now, only this, of course, is text. It's not a manga or an anime, it's just a light novel. And I got the first 5 or 6 of them on audiobook just because I wanted something to be able to listen to. And while I was, doing some mining and stuff while I play Minecraft. But after that I started reading them and just see what was going to happen next. And I gotta say, they're getting a little bit boring, or the series is getting a little bit boring, so I doubt I'll read one after the current one, which I think is book 9. But they keep catching me with the last book of it, with the last chapter of each book, that something new and exciting is going to happen, and then turns out it doesn't. But that's kind of how, there you go, that's how authors make their money. Excuse me. Have a drink of my Arnold Palmer, which is 50% tea and 50% pink lemonade, and 100% delicious. So I was never a fan of manga or Japanese light novels. In the past, my daughter used to read them all the time and still does. Let's see here. Do I want to leave that here? No. But these I do. This. Oh, I've still got more wood. So, but later I picked up on a couple of, non-fantasy manga series, like A Silent Voice. I read that, and then mangas. The fantasy version of manga has changed, so it's become a lot more Western influenced than it used to be. All the monsters now are very Dungeons and Dragons like. I was a big Dungeons and Dragons player when I was in my early adulthood, my early 20s. Not before then, because it wasn't invented yet. Yes, I'm that old. And So I started reading some of the more Western influenced ones, and How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, and which was turned into an anime also. At least the first season did it. I don't know if they'll continue it. There's one book left of that series that hasn't come out yet, which I will be glad to finish. That too got kind of weak at the end, but was pretty good. I will say, as an adult, the tendency of some of these Japanese manga to play around with will they, won't they relationship stuff gets old. But which was one great thing about the How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom. You didn't have to wait and find out will they, won't they. They did, and then they had children, and that was a part of the story. I don't like my stories and plot lines to stay static any more than I want characters to stay static. Characters are supposed to change. That's kind of the whole point of stories. If your character doesn't change, it's not really a story. I mean, how about if you watch the entirety of The Lord of the Rings and by the end, Samwise Gamgee was still the bumbling goofball that he was at the beginning, or Aragorn was still the unsure of himself ranger. That would suck. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I should have watched that again. Haven't seen it in like a couple of months. Watched it maybe 100 times. That's not really an exaggeration either. It's not hyperbole. I think I saw it 3 times in the theater. Oh, speaking of, I went and saw the Downton Abbey, the grand finale. Which, if you like Downton Abbey, was just kind of it was just what they said it was. It was the grand finale of the series. Get to tie up some loose things at the end. And I enjoyed the original series very much. speaking of character growth, you had a lot of character growth in those stories. Even though there were a lot of jokes about how there wasn't much happening in the stories, but it was just not, it wasn't action adventure story. It was never supposed to be. So instead, what you had was internal growth, character growth. Characters trying to get what they want, or trying to get what they needed, and not being able to do it, or being able to do it, and again, coming to grips with it. Great way to do a story. I also like that the variety of character types. The Downton Abbey owed a lot to an old show a long time ago called Upstairs, Downstairs, which was the same type of story where you have the rich people who are the upstairs and then their servants who are the downstairs. And you'll see a lot of shows doing that kind of same type of storytelling. There's one on HBO. Oh, is it HBO or is it Paramount? Well, it's one of the two, called The Gilded Age. It was created by the same guy who created Downton Abbey, and it has same type of storylines, only it's set in America instead of Britain. It takes place in the 1880s, I'm thinking. 1870s through 1890s was the Gilded Age. Gilded mean covered with gold because everything was new and bright and glittery, but gilded is not gold, it's just gold on the outside, so underneath there was still a lot of corruption and despair and poverty and sickness and everything else. Just like if you gild an object, doesn't make the object fancy or great, it just means it's covered in gold. You can have a gilded dog poop. And here's a little piece of knowledge for you. That term, Gilded Age, we live in a gilded age, was coined by none other than Mark Twain. I like the show a lot. My only complaint is that I keep wanting to see Theodore Roosevelt appear. They mentioned one of his cousins, who I believe is the father of Franklin Roosevelt, is the one they mentioned. They just called him Mr. Roosevelt, but judging by the description, I think it was Franklin's father. And but let's see, 1870s or 1880s, I don't remember which, Theodore Roosevelt was at first a New York state legislator, and then he was police commissioner of New York City. A lot of people think he was one of the inspirations for Batman, because while he was police commissioner, he used to dress up and go out and keep tabs on his policemen. And just one of the many cool things about Theodore Roosevelt. Look, dude, get out of the way. enough, well, just barely enough to make any of these things. Okay. Really? I'll have to make some more trapdoors. Well, I have to get more wood, period, more cherry wood. They need another wood. I'd like to see, I don't know, well, whatever the spectrum we're missing. We're missing the yellow wood. Okay. We'll run back and see what we've got in the way of carpeting. Make these areas that we've enclosed spawn-proof by putting carpeting down. Anyway, I've written a series of books myself, a fantasy sort of steampunk series called The Sorceress and the Dragon, in which I take the same approach. I have characters who are in the aristocracy, rich people, and I have characters who are their servants. And they intermingle and intermix. So, when asked, I always say the series The Sorceress and the Dragon is a mixture of Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, and Jurassic Park. Because there's a combination of the types of people I was just mentioning, as well as some dragons and magic and dinosaurs. Oh, we've got some stuff right here. Some carpeting. Let's go check the carpet store, the wool farm. It's one of my favorite builds on this world. The wool store here. Carpet farm, if you will. Whatever you want to call it, really. Okay, we're not going to need anywhere near this much. Okay. We have the Better Clouds mod as one of those mods, vanilla-ish mods we are using. I'm going to stay generally close to vanilla in this world, but these clouds look great and still look Minecrafty. And if it's good enough for B00-100, it's good enough for me. I think that man is the ultimate authority on what looks good in Minecraft. So we don't need that. And yeah. Alright. Let's see where our pink carpet gives out. still light out here in the desert. I just looked out the window. 6:30, still light. So I might go for a bike ride tomorrow. I might wait until Tuesday, because tomorrow I will be grandpa most of the afternoon, probably pretty close to this time. So I'll probably wait till Tuesday and do some bike riding. If it's not too hot, I'll go earlier in the day. I have my bike all ready. I'm charging the battery right now. And hopefully I can do so safely, because around these parts it definitely seems like people want to run over old people on bikes with their cars, because we've had a number of older people on bicycles hit and killed. I try to drive on streets that have very large pedestrian and bike areas, but that's hit and miss. So I try to take the closest bike route out to the desert, the actual desert, I mean out where the houses stop. And then there is a bike path that goes off out toward the mountains, and then around the mountains to the next town over, which is about a 20-mile trip one way. I have driven that on my bike one time. Usually I drive part of the way and turn around and loop back. It branches off in several directions and goes different places. One path goes out to one of the colleges nearby, and another one loops around, and eventually it loops all the way around to the nearby national park. But not only would I not survive that kind of a bike trip there and back, clear around, but my bike wouldn't make the journey either, because I'd run out of battery before then. But it would be nice to get out on that road again, see some wildlife. All the times I've been riding in the desert, I have yet to see a snake. I've seen scorpions and tarantulas, lizards, rabbits. Oh, you're kidding. Ancient debris here? This is my first ever ancient debris in this world. And I need to get rid of something. There we go, an advancement hidden in the depths. Look at that. Oh, and I'm at 92. I didn't even think it spawned up this high. Don't look a lucky gift in the face, I guess. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. You know why they say that, right? Because looking in a horse's mouth and checking its teeth is how you tell how old it is. So if you're looking in the horse's mouth, you're not appreciating the gift you're estimating its value, which is rude. So don't do that. Anyway, did I say I saw roadrunners? Because I see roadrunners all the time when I am out riding. Well, that's two really bad shots. Roadrunners are awesome. They're like little modern-day velociraptors. They just hunt and kill everything. But they're not usually interested in sticking around while I'm riding by. Although sometimes they will like run ahead of me on the road, and rather than go off of the road, they'll stay and just continue to run on the pavement. Cartoon-like. Of course, it's to be expected, I suppose, with their name. I wouldn't mind seeing a snake. I don't want to see a rattlesnake because, oh, this area I was mining. What was I mining? I must have been mining some soul sand at one time. Anyway, I don't want to see a rattlesnake. Of course, I would stay away from it, but just on the in case that I didn't see it until too late, I definitely don't want to be nearby. I had a cousin who recently passed away, but some 10-15 years ago, he was bitten by a rattlesnake, and the main reason he was is because he ran over it and then, thinking it was dead, got out of his car and picked it up. And it bit him on the thumb. And it may sound like, oh, on the thumb, that's not a big deal, but it almost killed him. He had a very bad reaction to it and ended up in the hospital. That had nothing to do with him passing away recently, as far as I know. But I mean, it couldn't have been great for him. But yeah, so I do not need that happening to me in any way, shape, or form. So I would stay away from the rattlesnakes. And I guess they're planning to stay away from me. That's why I haven't seen them. So, right there. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. If you don't see rattlesnakes, that's a good thing. But I do enjoy the wildlife. I haven't seen a coyote while I've been bike riding, or thank goodness a mountain lion, although that is an area for them. But on the road that's closest to where I bike ride, I have seen a coyote when I was driving in my car. So it's not beyond the realm of possibility that I would see one. And if I did, I would get away promptly. I doubt he could knock me off on my bike, as tall as I am on it. as high up as my vital parts are, and I don't think he could catch me when I was pedaling, because I can hit around 30 miles an hour on it, more if I'm going downhill. Again, it's electric, so pedal assist. It's a marvelous invention. Let's see, what else do we have out here where I ride my bike? There are bighorn sheep in this area, foxes, no woolly mammoths, although they used to live here. You can still find their remains around here, giant sloths in caves. If I saw either of those, of course, I would be taking pictures of them. Maybe. I always take my phone with me, but now with my new watch, I don't have to carry the phone with me. So, well, that would be unfortunate if I saw a woolly mammoth or a giant sloth and didn't have my phone. Okay. Have we got any more? No, no more cherry wood in there. What do we got in the way of bone meal? Not a lot. Let's go harvest some stuff. I think I got everything bone mealable out of my chests last time. So let's see what's growing that we can bone meal. And they've probably grown some more or made some more bread too. Okay. Yeah, there's some more bread. Thank you. Oh, some bone meal too. That's nice. All right. Excuse me. Leave those in there for now, and on the way back, plant a little more wheat. There we go. Have you noticed that you can get wheat seeds from breaking ferns as well as grass? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. First of all, ferns don't have seeds, I don't think. I think they have spores. But second of all, even if they had seeds, they would be fern seeds and not wheat seeds. I mean, technically, most grasses are not wheat, but at least wheat is a type of grass. And yes, Minecraft, whoops, I don't want to do that. Minecraft does not have to be 100% realistic, and shouldn't be probably. Just saying. That's funny. There's some minor things that bug me and some major things that don't. Like, it doesn't bother me that any two animals can breed and make babies. It's just, you know, the way Minecraft is. But it does bother me that carrots are planted by planting other carrots rather than carrot seeds like you would have in real life. I'm swallowing the whale and choking on the minnow. Okay, I bet I've got, yeah, a bunch of this in here. I can compost this, right? I can't compost bamboo, correct? But I need to empty the bamboo probably because it's constantly full. Yep. And I could probably make a bamboo door. To stick on here. The zombie came along and broke that. Which is just like zombies. No appreciation for anybody else's belongings. We have all this basalt. Oh. Okay. Let's take some of that basalt and go down by the riverside. I've been meaning to do this for a while. I come over right here. Well, okay. hear you, zombie. I don't know where you are. Stick a couple of torches in here. Okay. Almost dark. We're almost out of the salt too. Alright, I guess that'll do for now. Alright, do we have some regular stone here? Basalt. Oh, yeah, some stone down here. Okay, hopefully there won't be any creepers waiting around because I stayed out so late. Ocelot. What do you call a baby ocelot? An ocelotl. Dad joke of the day. Make ourselves a little overhang here. Okay. see how this looks. Not too bad. Needs some work. Okay, yeah, definitely still needs more work. Still needs more work, but I think we will save the rest of that for next time. Yeah, here we go. We're cooking right now. Get one more load of sugar cane. When I get an elytra or elytra, I will be hoarding my sugar cane. But in the meantime, might as well use it for this. Okay, we got 1.5 plus 6, and we got 1.5 plus 6. Wink. There we go. Okay, I'll get back to chopping cherry wood, and you can get back to doing whatever it is you're doing on this fine Sunday evening. I'm glad you stopped by to spend some time with me. Feel free to stop by my channel, and if you feel like subscribing, that would be super awesome. My name is Sister Wes, and I stream every Saturday and Sunday at 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., so stop by anytime. And as always, keep on Minecrafting.